Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the Delta Green tabletop role-playing game rules by Arc Dream Publishing. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Listeners should know that this podcast will include mature themes and scenes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, military organizations, and etc., which may bear resemblance to entities living, dead, or redacted, is completely coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your handler. Thank you for joining us again on another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I am your handler this evening, Michael Diamond. My pronouns are he, him, and we are back with our OSL group for another episode in series of A Volume of Secret Faces. And so I want to thank you for listening and thank you for supporting the show if you're doing that. And if not, you can check us out at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. We are on YouTube and Twitch as well. So twitch.tv/theoldwaystwitch for all of our fun streaming events and stories. And now I'm going to get to player introductions, which begin to my right.
Hey, it's me, Miranda, playing Dr. Aaron Weber, sometimes that kind of doctor. And I know, as we all know, that a horse is a horse, of course.
That's very true. Yeah, the famous, in fact, Mr. Ed. Next to Dr. Weber.
Hey, it's Nate, your friend Nate. I'm playing Special Agent Elliot Winters. Dr. Friend, Mr. Ed, Bale, Mr. Wild. Once I get myself out of this facility, I'm going to need to check myself into a facility.
I think that's a fair assessment given the current happenings therein. And because we're in the missing buck formation for this episode, I will say, last but most certainly not least.
Hi, I'm Allie and I play Director Joanne Hart, and I'm no longer trapped in a room.
That's very true. And we'll get a chance to get to what happened to you, as some of our listeners have heard. So we're going to part the surgical curtain on this episode in the group session. So very recently here in Dorchester, there had been a group assembled by Dr. Friend. And he'd gone through sort of a long litany of questions to many of the agents. And in doing so, he had tried, it seemed, to get to the bottom of what was going on in their lives. He had treated them very much like the patients that they are. They've had a series of terrible breakdowns. They've had a series of unsettling events throughout their lives. And of course, they've been admitted to Dorchester because that is the one way that they can get through this. And after that, there was a clear and somewhat lengthy explanation by one of the residents, a man named Bale, who seemingly knew many things about what was really going on. And he waxed poetically at length about this person, this king, a figure who was in control of everything and in control of their movements and knew who they were and why. And then without more than just a few puffs off the cigarette, Bale begins to head towards the door. And the scene around our agents slows a little bit. Molasses and slowness sort of affect their bodies. Everything becomes a little sludge-like. Your vision blurs a little bit. And you hear Bale yelling again about needing to make a phone call. And orderlies swarm around Bale and they grab him. And he fights back. And Agent Hawking, or is that O'Neill, steps into the fray. And the orderlies swarm him. And they rush them from the room. All elbows and knees, truncheons. And at some point, the world catches back up with you. Sound returns. It's less muffled now. The group is still here, although Dr. Friend is gone. Mr. Wild remains, book in hand, writing things down. And you all hear the rush of footsteps. Hart, you burst through a door at full speed. You have panic in your chest. Your heart is trying to burst. You don't know why. There's the sound of an animal in your ear. It's like something's hunting you. Both of our agents inside the encounter room here notice Hart as she steps through the doorway. She's covered in a flop sweat. She's pale.
So everything slowed. Brett got taken out, and then, like, almost immediately after Hart walked in. Is that what we sort of experienced?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Okay.
Hart, they told us that we had to find you. Your medallion, we had to find you, and now is then, and then was then, but also now, but the future. It sounds like everything's happening at the same time, and shit, they just took Buck.
I wasn't sure if I was going to find you guys. Dr. Dallan trapped me in the room where the others went missing, and it's late. It's so late. How did it get so late? You said they took Buck? Where?
Yeah, while they're having this moment, I want to sort of nod at Hart, but I do want to see if I can open the door and look down the hallway to see if I see Brett.
Yeah, you can absolutely go over and open the door. It's not locked at all. You look out and poke your head down the hallway, and you see the last sort of shadowy movements of many people, probably 30 or 40 feet down the hallway. These hallways somehow elongated. They're impossibly long now in this space. You don't remember them being this long, but there are far too many doors now in this hallway.
Hart, you should have seen him. You came in, he went out, and you came in like some sort of weird revolving door where you're the same person and you can't both be seen in the same place at the same time.
Handler, did I see Buck go out the door that I just came in?
No, you sure didn't.
Weber, I didn't see him. I didn't see him.
I'm going to yell down the hall, Brett, hold on, while they're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So is Mr. Wild in this room?
He is. He looks up at you from his book, and he writes a little bit more.
I'm going to follow Elliot.
Okay.
Well, I'm not following. I've just got the door open. I'm like keeping an eye, but too much going on. So no, I'm not going to chase, but I'm just sort of trying to keep an eye down the hall while also keep an eye on what's going on in the room.
Yeah, because our job was to find you. They told us to find you, but now you're here. You found us, so we didn't really have to do much searching.
No, that's because I was let out of the room that I was in.
Weber, that's right. Bale said if we find Hart, we can get out of here, but... So I bet now it's a switcheroo. Yeah, because now Brett's gone.
But only one of us can be out at one time. We have to do musical chairs, rock, paper, scissors, draw straws to see who gets to be outside and who has to be inside. That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean outside versus inside?
Well, you weren't here, but now you're here, and it sounded like you were on the outside with Dallan, and I don't think this is the outside. I think this is the inside, because this is a different place, and we were being chased around by Mr. Ed, not the horse, by the way, not the horse. It was a person, but he wasn't really chasing us. If I remember correctly, there was a small man that was going to lead us out, but then that didn't happen because we were caught, but he was going to take us out.
Weber, look what she's wearing, though. Look what she's wearing.
Do you know where we're at, Hart?
Yeah, we're at the Dorchester house.
The night floors. And I'm starting to think we might not be on the night floors now. I think maybe we're on the night floors, but now we're on a different floor. The night subfloor, upper floor.
No. It's not just the floor. It's not just the floor, Hart. It's just that's Bale was in here. It's a whole other world. Just a whole other place.
But some of them can move in and out.
And does Hart have the uniform on that we are wearing, or is she wearing her real clothes?
No, she is wearing a patient uniform.
Hart, you remember changing into that?
And I'll look down.
Oh yeah, you're wearing a patient uniform. Roll sanity.
I rolled an 88 over 46.
Okay, so you're going to lose 2 points of sanity to the unnatural.
That's it? Thank Christ. I'll take it.
All right, Weber, change of plans. I think what Bale was really saying is we need to all be together to get out of here. And even though he had a lot to say as if he knew everything, unlike this Yahoo, and I point over at Wild, who, as far as I've ever experienced, just writes in his book and is very useless. So,
Well, I hate to break it to you, Winners. I get the feeling that's not going to happen in the next 3 hours.
What's so special about 3 hours?
yeah, who cares about 3 hours? Bale said that, yeah, time moves okay in our world, but it will always be night over here until we get out. So 3 hours, 30 hours, 300 hours, don't matter.
Well, which way did he go?
And I point down the direction that I've been watching.
It goes, is it the hallway goes this way, or is it just one way down we're at the end of the hallway?
No, it's left and right. It goes both ways.
Yeah, see, which way? It goes 2 ways.
Yeah, and I point down the direction that I was watching him walk down. I'm pointing. Let's go.
Elliot, you hear from behind you. Elliot.
I look around.
You look around and you see there's really only one occupant left in the room. It's Mr. Wild.
All right, what? You gonna be helpful now? What you got?
Would you like some help?
Oh, hell yeah, I'd like some help. Do you know what's going on here?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
He puts his pen down, like into the book, and then closes the book. You have a rare opportunity to get out. But to do so, you have to figure out where Dr. Dallan went and why. And that's going to take some searching. This place is filled with rooms and hallways. You're going to have to search them out. But if I were you, I would start where the doctor hangs his hat.
So we have to go to his office.
He looks over at you and says, you only have one thing to do.
Well, you weren't very helpful in telling me how to get there, so I'm gonna have to get out of here to get it, aren't I?
I'm helping Elliot right now. You wait your turn.
I'm looking back and forth between this, and I'm just starting to shake my head in confusion.
This place is different at night. The night here lasts a long time. Be careful in these hallways. It's like the night floors, I hear, but larger. He picks his book up and takes the pen back out.
I don't know about you, but them night flares felt infinite to me when we were there. This place is larger. Hart, did you get any sense of where this doctor hangs his hat? Does that make sense to you? You were just with him, right?
Well, not just with him. I was trapped in that room for a long time.
How long?
Like he came in hours. He came in and he asked me a couple of questions about if I found what I was looking for, and then told me that it was gonna be a long night, and then he closed the door and he left. And there are buttons in the rooms to like summon nurses, and I that button, I pressed it for ages, Elliot, and nobody came. And I pounded on the door and nobody came. And then and I'm gonna point to Wild, he showed up and he let me out, and I have things I have to do now.
Like he gave you. I'm just sort of looking at Wild, and I'm talking to Hart. Like, so he gave you assignments.
An assignment, yeah.
An assignment.
What are they? What are the things you have to do?
Am I allowed to tell them?
If you want to tell them, tell them.
I have to go to the Whisper Labyrinth.
Oh man, Hart, I wish you didn't tell me that.
What, the Whisper Labyrinth? Have we been there before? Is that the weird place where we were lost?
No. None of you have been there before.
No, and I have to find a bottle and send it back through water at a place of respite. It has Mr. Wild's name on it. That was the...
Good Christ, sounds like something that come out of a King's Quest game. It's ridiculous what they have us doing.
And I just nod, like, yeah. But it's the only way I got out of the room.
You know, like a kid plays. Child's game.
Children's games are easy, aren't they, Elliot?
Why's everything got to be all these riddles and games and puzzles?
I don't know. They can't just tell you straightforward what you do or don't do. It's all these choices. You either gotta follow this king person or sounds like, I don't know, be doomed or die or whatever. Kidnapping us, putting us here.
When Dr. Dallan locked me in that room, I waited for hours. So I don't... You talk about, like, where he hangs his hat. Like, if it has to be in the facility, his office would be the first place I would think to go.
His off? What? But we were at his office, but it's in the other side. Where he hangs his hat. It could be it could be his house, his office. Could be where you hang your hat is where you're it's where you belong, right? That's what that means. Where does that guy belong? All I know about him is he has a pretty rock up in his office.
It's quite the collection.
He's a rock collector. That's all I know about. That's all we know about him is he's a rock collector and he runs his messed up facility. I'm gonna look around this. It's got like you said it had like the flip chart. It has the circle of chairs or whatever. I'm just gonna look around for maybe, I don't know, box of chalk, pens, markers, something to write with. I feel like we might need, as we go into the facility labyrinth, we might want something that we can mark on the walls. Is anything like that here?
I think you can find probably some chalk.
I'm gonna grab that. You said these, the hospital pants, they don't have pockets. I don't have any pockets or anything like that, right?
You have no pockets.
No, so I'm just gonna hold that. I'm gonna say, if we're gonna do something, we might as well start. And like I keep hearing in my head, the only way out is through. So let's give it a go. What do y'all think?
I think we should try to get to Dr. Dallan's office. It's the only place I can think of, at least to start with. He comes in, he gets settled, he takes off his hat and jacket.
Yeah, because I'd imagine that wherever they took Brett, that they're just going to take him there and then keep him there and hold him safe till we come find him.
Well, we got to make a big decision right here. Do we infer that we have to all be together like I said before, or do we listen to this Mr. Wildcat? Mr. Wild Space Cat. I'm not saying he's a wildcat.
He's a wild space cat?
Wild, and then I'm going to pause, to make to say a different word. It's cat, person. Weber? Cat No, not going down there either. Do we believe Wild, or do we go and try and find Brett? That's our choice right now. I feel like believing Wild, because I felt really strong about believing Bale for no good reason.
Bale is very smart. So I do believe Bale.
Yeah, I know you're infatuated with the guy, but I didn't.
I mean, you didn't have a conversation. I had a very good conversation with Bale. He knows a lot about what's going on. He seems to be both in the future and in the past at the same time, which is very weird. I don't know as much about Wild, but Wild seems to also know things in the past and the future at the same time.
Too much. He knows too much.
Aaron, are you all three still in the same cotton candy room? You haven't left the room, right?
Yeah, we're just arguing in here in the safety of this room.
I've got the door open still, propped open and looking down the hall.
Wild speaks up one last time and says, Bale has a unique talent, Aaron. One few people here have. Do you know that Timothy could get out if he wanted to?
Oh, I fully believe that, yeah.
He can leave.
I have no doubt that that's the truth, and I'm not shocked by that statement. I hadn't thought of that. Well, actually, you know what? I maybe did think of that. Because he seems like that kind of guy. He really knows what's going on with us.
Weber, what in the hell is with you and Bale? I don't understand why you are so in love with this guy. What happened?
The heart ones with the heart ones. The Weber ones with the Weber. But there's Hank. That's a whole other thing. It's an intellectual thing. It's an intellectual attraction.
What? Are you sure?
I haven't met this Bale person.
So for the first time, Mr. Wild seems a little shocked by that statement that comes out of Weber, and he goes back to his book and kind of raised eyebrows begins writing something.
All right. That's neither here nor there. I think doesn't matter what I think.
We gotta find Dallan, or we gotta find Buck right now.
Let's go find Dallan's office where he hangs his hat.
Okay.
which I believe is in the other side of it, but let's go, Hart. Do you think you could trace back your steps, or are we just choosing a random direction?
Well, I wasn't in his office. I was in a patient room. So
But you were in his office before you were in the patient room.
yeah, because we were all in his office for a hot minute. So
I'm still confused on this where he hangs his hat thing, because that's your home, not your office.
Where you belong.
No one belongs in their office.
maybe that's where he does belong. Some people live at work, Weber. They're more at home.
That's not healthy.
I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm just saying that some people are like that.
What's healthier is to be at your home with 12 birds.
I'm going to go this way then if no one has any better determination. I'm going to go in the way that I watched Brett get dragged.
You step out of the cotton candy room and down into the hallways.
And I will mark the cotton candy room with chalk.
Okay.
And I will say cotton candy. And then I'm going to point an arrow in the direction that we go.
Okay. You begin moving through the hallways of the Dorchester at night. A couple things become readily perceived by everybody. It feels a lot later than you were expecting. There's that point in the evening, perhaps you experience it when you're younger, perhaps even when you're older, where you feel the night has worn beyond the first handful of yawns. It feels like that all the time now. Any clock you pass seems to indicate that it's very close to midnight. Maybe it's a feeling that you get where time exists in a space that I think the closest analogy I could give you was like, it's right before the clocks turn back. And you know that when it reaches a certain hour, it's going to get earlier again. But yet, as that process happens, it continues to march towards later in the evening, although it never actually gets later. And so it feels like you're mired in this specific time frame. The building is different too, as you move around it. Hallways seem to be wildly extended. There are endless rows of doors and cross hallways. Doors aren't closed. Elliot, as you move through, if you test any of the handles, you don't find anything locked. Everything is open.
And if I'm peeking into these doors as I'm going through.
So the rooms might be filled with different assortments of things, right? So patients, young and old. You might find a room that has a series of masks in it. And you might find a room that has a series of inflatable balloons, as if there's a birthday party that just seemingly never gets off the ground. You find a room that has mechanical parts in it for machines, like older machines, but it doesn't really have any deep effect on you. You pass patients you saw during the day who are just either taking their medication or they're existing in the hallways here.
Are there any like orderlies or nurses?
Yes, there are. They are pervasive here as well, although they don't seem to be trying to order you any specific spots. They're very patient focused. For a while, as you walk through the hallways here, you feel invisible to them. It isn't really until you open doors where you start finding extra staircases. You start finding metal bars over some of the entranceways. You even get to the point where you know that this door should lead outside. Clearly, you are down on the first floor now. You have made your way down to what you think is the outside world. And when you push on that exterior door, it's clearly the interior portion of an exterior door because it has a crash bar. And you push on it. And your brain does something ugly when it reveals another interior hallway. It messes with your mind because you know that the outside world should be right here and it's not.
Do we ever run across any exterior windows?
You do run across exterior windows.
So anytime I see those, I do want to peek out, see what it looks like outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the outside space, there's almost a melancholy glow into the outside space. There are clouds. There are, it's almost like a twilight, a colored twilight that exists out there. Things are not very well defined. It's difficult to see too far out from the grounds.
If I press up against the window, look left and right, do I get a sense of the shape of the building?
You do get some sense that the shape of the building is what you remember, at least you think you remember, that it was an E-shaped building or a C-shaped building. It's hard to remember exactly, but it does seem to be a lot wider than you remember. And the courtyards here are much longer. And they're filled with different like wrought iron fencings and imagery.
Do I see any people outside?
You do not. But that does not keep you from hearing that there are people outside. And so when you're pressed all the way up against that glass, you don't see the people, but you can hear their sort of unintelligible moans and calls of distress in a language you don't understand.
And it's definitely coming from outside.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't see anything.
No. But you know that something is happening to those people. You can hear it in their voices.
Hart, Weber, can you hear this? I'm sort of ear up against the glass at one of these windows.
Handler, can I hear it?
Yeah, so the two of you can hear it. What I'll do is I'll have the two of you as secondary listeners make me a listen roll for what you might hear.
Listen isn't a skill. Do you want like an alertness roll?
So yeah, alertness 50% or more, and I'll give it to you for free. Or if it's below 50, then you can roll.
I'm 60% alert.
I am 56% alert.
Okay, so I'll give it to the both of you. Weber, what you hear is a young woman complaining about the unending hallways and how she just wants to leave. The voice is a woman probably in her 20s, and she's talking very rapidly. She's a little bit panicked, and she seems to be trying to get someone's attention. And all she wants to do is leave. And she feels like the place is wrong and that nothing makes any sense.
Does she sound familiar, Michael?
Yeah, she does. Hart, you hear the same sort of tones and we'll just say expressions. I think that's the best term for the people that Elliot heard. Moans, groans, anguish. But you hear them in different languages, in a language that you don't understand. The closest you could probably get to it would be some form of either like Italian or maybe French. It's really tough as far as the vocal inflection of it. And these people are in distress and in somewhat, not immediate danger, but they appear as if they are troubled.
Yeah, Elliot, I can hear it. It's frickin' me. It's me complaining about this place and how wrong it is. It's me wanting to get out of here. It's me, I'm assuming in the past or right now, this could all be happening at the same time, just like Bale. It all happens now. There's only one time.
Wait, is it something you actually said, or you just recognize it sounds like you? Is it a voice that sounds like you?
It sounds like me, and it sounds an awful lot like something I would say.
Is it just saying "I love you, Bale" over and over again, or is it saying something else?
No, it's saying about how this place is wrong and stuff. And it sounds like me, and that's definitely something that I would say as the same cadence and tone as my voice.
Huh.
It's me. This place is just fucking with us more. Fucking with us, constantly fucking with us.
I didn't hear that. You hear that? You hear Weber Hart?
No, I hear just like general moaning.
See, that's what I hear.
Okay, well, that's not me. I'm not moaning.
Not right now.
It's me complaining about this. Well, but we listened to the same thing, and neither of those things was me moaning. Because I hate this place.
I mean, we all hate it. We all hate it.
I hope Bale doesn't want to live here forever.
Oh, Lord.
Are you going to take him home, Weber?
Maybe it's the new era. Hank might be open to it. I don't know.
All right. I think maybe we're all three of us is hearing you, Weber, just at different periods and times of your life and different events. I wink at Hart. I don't know. We're on. When I look out the window, are we on the first floor? Because this was like the whole like, hey, this should be the outside door, and it didn't open. And so when I look out, are we on the first floor here?
You are. You seemingly are on the first floor.
So Hart, his office was definitely on the first floor.
Yeah, it was.
So that's a start. This place sort of seems similarly shaped. It's definitely not similarly sized, but similarly shaped to the Dorchester, I think.
I mean, if we can find like the front desk or reception or something that'll get us closer, I can probably get us there from there.
Okay. God damn it. You know who was really good at this? Fucking Brett was good at this. That's why they took him away.
Mm-hmm.
He sussed out how this whole thing worked, and it doesn't make no sense to me still.
Well, last time, didn't we just have to, we all held on to each other's pants and then we said where we wanted to go and we went through a door and then we got there, and I don't know if it actually worked that way, but we did believe that it worked that way, and really believing is, I think, 50% of it.
I mean, maybe I'm willing to try that.
I just feel like that's how we got out of it last time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I still feel like that was some Peter Pan bullshit, but it worked.
Yeah, but I don't know if it worked because it worked, or if it worked, it was happenstance. We went through enough doors to get to where we needed to go.
Why don't we ask? Why don't we ask someone? Why don't we ask one of these patients where Dallan hangs his hat? Or maybe, do you think these orderlies would point us out to all those? I don't know if you noticed this, but it seems like they ain't even looking at these orderlies. Ain't even looking at us wandering around. I'm worried that if we talk to them, they might pay attention to us.
Do you think that Dr. Friend and Dr. Dallan share the same office?
Do you think there are others, like two sides of the same
coin? Maybe.
Because Friend seemed like he's in charge of this side of it, right? And Dallan was...
I haven't met Dr. Friend, but Mr. Wilde was saying that Dr. Friend is the one who's in charge, so maybe they share the same office, so maybe, if the people on this side don't know Dr. Dallan or don't know where he might hang his hat, maybe we can find Dr. Friend's office and see if it's the same place.
Is this a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde situation?
I think it's Dr. Hyde, Dr. Hyde.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there, because I think we just got to find him anyway.
Because if you remember from New York, the people upstairs couldn't come down or didn't come down. So it might be that the people on this side, for the most part, unless that they're an actual patient, can't go over there either.
Yeah, that's right. Like the people on our side seemed like they could move back and forth. We did, but the people that were here couldn't do the same.
We're already here.
Or maybe that's the king. Oh, we got to tell you all about the king when we get a minute.
Oh, the king in yellow?
Oh, you already heard about him. All right.
Mr. Wilde mentioned that.
Mr. Wilde told you. Oh, that's interesting. Bale told us all about it. Whole dump of information.
Oh, yeah, I got very little from Mr. Wilde. I basically had
look,
to
it's fucking with me, obviously, because
swear
it
on
wants
my
me to hear
immortal
me,
soul that I was
and it
going to
wants you
find this
both to hear
bottle of his
moaning
in
for
this
whatever
stupid labyrinth
reason.
place.
Should be groaning. So you're just doing a little job for him, a little side quest?
He said that he was the only person who was going to let me out of that room. And I needed to find you guys.
What if you don't do his job?
I don't know, but he also said that I wouldn't be able to do it for a while anyway.
Oh.
Like, he gave me some, nonsense prediction about, being on the run and then having to, find respite at a hotel or some bullshit anyway. So, I think he's just cuckoo, but he also knows stuff about my life that made me uncomfortable, so I don't know.
He does seem to have a lot in that book of his.
Mm-hmm.
He had a couple of entire pages with my name on it, including stuff that I've never told anybody, so...
Yeah, that's no good. Nothing. While we're sort of having this conversation, looking around, and then I'm going to search around for a likely looking patient. One that doesn't seem out of out of it, seems responsive, seems capable.
Okay. Look around. There's a collection of patients that are not too terribly far from you. Attractive woman in her early 30s, African-American woman. She is dressed in same sort of patient clothing as you are. She's sitting in a small sitting area with a couch and 2 chairs. There's no one else in here. There's no entertainment per se in this room. There are some older magazines with like probably moisture hit covers like National Geographics and stuff like that. She seems to be sitting by herself.
I'll stroll up. Elliot is very handsome. Got a 70 charisma.
Oh, hey.
Mm-hmm. So I'll walk up. I'll say, excuse me, ma'am, you mind if I take a seat real quick? Gesture at one of the empty seats that's near her.
Sure. She nods and she kind of scoots a little bit closer to like the side of the couch that she's already on.
So I'll take a seat that's sort of far away from her then, seeing that and recognizing that. But I don't want to loom over her and ask her a question. So sit down and sort of match her body language. So if she's leaning back, I'm going to sort of lean the other direction. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you. You wouldn't by chance happen to know where Dr. Friend's office is? We were trying to have a word with him.
She looks over you and probably looks at the two ladies who are here as well. She says, he keeps an office, but near the nurse's desk. It's not far from here.
Over this way?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of point towards where her head, she was sort of...
Yeah, she reaches up and points down the hallway. It's not far. You see her sort of rub her left arm, probably on the inside of the elbow a little bit, and she smooths the patient garb back down over it.
I take note of that. I have a suspicion, but neither here nor there, like many things. And I'm sorry, I got one more other question. Do you, have you ever had any interaction with Dr. Dallan? You know that gentleman?
No, I never heard of him.
Never heard of him? All right.
Is he a new doctor?
He's someone we met once, but I don't think he's a regular here. So I was just trying to see if anyone else had ever met him, or you know how it is, if he even exists.
No, I'm not familiar with him. Maybe he can help me.
Maybe. I hope so. I'm not really interested in that, so I'm going to stand up. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And I hope you get help. You want a piece of chalk? It's all I have in my hand, but I hold out a piece of chalk. I got chalk here from Cotton Candy Room.
Sure.
And I hand her a piece of chalk, and then I'm going to head off in the direction she indicated.
Okay. She takes it, and when she gets the chalk in her hand as you're, sort of exiting to go in the direction, or at least stepping away from the immediate space, she goes to the wall and she begins drawing something. She gets really into it.
What is it?
You gonna stay around and watch?
No.
Okay.
I think if I notice it, I might walk out. So this is sort of like a common room area. Okay, so I'll be walking to the door. I probably hear the chalk. And if I notice it, I might turn around in the doorway and wait a second, see if that sign shows up. Because that's all that goes into my head is she's going to start drawing out the damn sign.
So it does, at first, for a moment, you believe you're right. She's going to make the sign because you see her draw something that's sort of like broad-leafed anyway. Like you begin to see something and you're like, yeah, here it comes. She's going to do it. And that's not what she does at all. She draws a plant, a large plant. So like imagine a broad-leafed plant drawn with chalk on, say, grayish wallpaper. There's probably a little dinge to it, but she draws it in impressively scientific detail, like down to the bulb and the roots that grow out of it. This plant has about a dozen or so stalks. There's these little pods on each one of them.
Talking to Weber and Hart, I'm like, good grief. This woman's like an Autobahn. You ever seen them Autobahn drawings? Like, that is amazing. Look at that. You recognize it?
And I'll like glance back through the door and but I'll just like raise my eyebrows at like how sheerly impressive it is and then head towards wherever we were going, which sounded like the nurse's station.
Okay. It's certainly pretty.
And I'm tempted to stay, but if Hart's walking away, I'm gonna sort of follow her, but a little bit reluctantly. Sort of wanted to see where that was going, but yeah, I'm not gonna leave her alone and have us separated again.
Sure. You want to keep one eye on Hart probably the entire time because you really don't want to let her get out of your sight in a place like this. And as you turn away to leave whatever this woman was drawing, you can tell that the drawing, the pods themselves, now look like they're made of gold. Like gold, there's a golden color now. That's the last glimpse you get of it.
Hart, she got color out of the chalk. I just gave her a piece of chalk. She got it. And I look around to make sure Weber's in eyesight as well.
But you get back to the main nurse's station. It feels like you haven't been here in years. There are orderlies here. There are nurses here. They're all either looking through logbooks or directly looking at patients. There are a few orderlies who appear to be sleeping. Not far from this nurse's station, but maybe 15 feet or so, there are 2 doors that you see. One, each one of you connect and recognize as Dr. Dallan's door, the door to his office. It does not have his name on the door. The next one, you're not so sure. It doesn't really make a ton of sense. There is another door next to this that is red. It's made of steel.
I'm going to open the red door.
Okay. Walk right over to it and open it?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk over and put your hand on it. And the nurse at the desk and every orderly in the space snaps awake and stares at you. You hear a woman's voice from the nurse's station that says, "That's not a place where patients are allowed. Take your hand off that door."
I take my hand off the door.
You watch a couple of orderlies get close to you. Like they begin walking around the desk and they look very unfriendly.
This does give me a thought. Maybe what we need is different clothes. Because then people wouldn't think we're a patient. We could go anywhere we wanted. We should kill them and take their clothes.
That's a valuable thought, yeah. To have, right before Hart gets pummeled by these orderlies.
Hart, keep your blood off their clothes.
How many orderlies and nurses did you say was in this area?
There's at least a couple of nurses behind the desk, one of which is actively looking at Hart, and there's at least 4 orderlies in here.
Weber, I don't like our odds.
So I just like move away from the door.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to almost like dogs really stop paying attention to what you're doing.
Oh, okay. They're activated by the door.
The nurse's like eyes sort of linger on you, but eventually when you step away from the door, she turns back to her paperwork.
I hate this place because every interaction feels like a puzzle to be solved.
Do any of them go back to sleep?
Depends on how long you wait, I suppose.
So whose name is on Dr. Dallan's office?
On Dr. Dallan's office, you see the nameplate that says Dr. Friend.
Son of a...
Look at me go.
Of course.
I want to try the handle to that door.
Okay, you open it up. You see the inside of the office.
And the nurses and orderlies are not activated.
As calm as Hindu cows.
I'm going to go in.
Okay, you step into Dr. Friend's office.
Is Dr. Friend in there?
He is not.
Cool. I'm gonna fucking ransack this room looking for shit.
I'm going to close the door behind us before she does that.
I like that idea. The inside of this office has a lot of things in it. My question is, what are you looking at first, just to get an idea of where you're going? There's certainly a desk that's here.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for first.
There is a rock display. There is a bookshelf. There are a big set of windows that you could look out. So if you go to the desk first, in a search of the desk, you will find a watch.
Oh, it's got letters on it.
It does. You could, if you wanted to, you could show it to the rest of the class.
I'm going to show it to the rest of the class.
That's super helpful. Thank you.
We sort of jumped into this, but this office, does it have the same layout configuration as Dallan's office that we saw?
The almost exact same configuration.
Does it have the rocks too?
Yeah, that's where I'm going to head to.
So you head to the rocks. You have a watch now. You found this in his desk drawer. It appears to be a man's Boval classic watch, right? So, and along the inside of the watch face, there are a series of letters that replace the normal 1 to 12. On the back of it, there is an engraving.
Weber, when you said everything seems like a mystery and a puzzle, that was just silliness. I mean, look at this watch.
Yeah, now this fucking watch that says along the shore.
Yeah, it's as obvious as can be.
Or long the shora.
So you said something about looking at the rocks.
I'm also going to go check out, see if his special rock is there. But yeah, I want to look at the rocks.
Okay. So they're behind glass, just like they were when you were in Dallan's office. You were going to inspect the rocks.
Absolutely.
You open the case, which sort of opens the same, and you reach in and grab one of the rocks, probably his prized rock from before. When you do, you are immediately taken aback by a sensation that you were not expecting. Left hand or right hand, Elliot?
Are you asking which hand I mean the left hand.
The left hand. You reach in with your left hand and you grab a rock, and the rock sends a sensation up the palm of your hand and into your wrist. And you realize that there is a pattern to this sensation. It pulses as if it's beating. And because you have to hold open the lid with your right hand, you have your hand on the box itself, and you realize that the box is throbbing and it's pulsing like it's alive. And I'm going to have you make a sanity roll.
I have rolled 44 under 54, which is a critical success.
Indeed it is. You steel yourself at this blatant and disgusting, unnatural thing that you're seeing. All of the rocks seem to pulse, and this case feels like it has a pulse, and it's revolting.
So if I take my hand off, does that feeling stop? It's like when I'm contacting it, it's when I feel it.
Yep.
And since I did succeed well, I feel like Elliot then is going to be disgusted and also intrigued by it. So I want to maybe poke at some of the other rocks, see if each one has its own different pattern, or if they're all throbbing to the same beat.
Oh no, they're throbbing to different beats. And when you poke and prod around inside the case whines like a dog.
I want to go back to that first Dallan's favorite, his treasure.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to gently see if it comes out of the case or if it's sort of attached to the case.
It comes out.
Carefully, slowly lift it out. And if there's any weirdness or if it makes any, I'm a live rock and you're taking me out of my body, like pain kind of things, I'm going to put it back. But I want to try and get it out of the case and see if anything changes.
I think the only thing that probably changes is the intensity of the whining that the case does. It's like a dog that hasn't been given the treat that it's been promised for so long. And so the whine probably gets a little bit more insistent, a little higher pitched.
I'm going to glance at my colleagues. I'm not saying anything. I'm going to glance to see if it looks like they're hearing anything.
You hear a dog whining.
I'm going to look over at Elliot.
Hart, you hear this?
I'm just going to raise my eyebrows. There's a dog in here? Where the fuck is it?
No, this case is alive and these rocks is alive.
Oh, great.
They're like beaten in this. It's like a heart beating in my hand, but it's a rock.
Okay. I'm going to not look at you anymore because I don't want to hear any more about this. And I'm going to look out the window.
I don't have a geology degree, but that does not sound right.
Hart is going to go look out the window. Knowing what I know about Hart's alertness roll now, you notice a few things that are a bit strange. The lights in the buildings don't seem electric. They're a little dim and they flicker. You see these occasional blooms of light in the distance. It's almost like artillery shells that are falling, but you don't hear any noise. There's no booms.
So it's like small bursts of light?
Mm-hmm. 3 very distinct orange flickering lights hover beyond and above all of the rest.
Like on the first floor?
No, they're in the distance here out the windows.
Okay.
The lights appear as if they're some sort of shadowed bulb. There's something there. I'll give you an alertness roll to see if you can make out what it is.
49 under 56.
Okay. So after staring intently out the window for a little while, between the patterned yellow blooms that come and these 3 orange lights in the distance, you begin to make out the shape of a almost Kremlin-esque bulbed building. And there is one thing you know about Boston. There is no tower or bulbed building like that anywhere.
I'm going to stumble backwards.
You are going to roll sanity.
21 under 44.
Okay. Stumble backward. Continue on.
We're definitely not in Kansas anymore.
I'm holding this living rock in my hand and I just nod at you in agreement. I want to test this around. I would just pull the rock a little bit farther, see if the case does anything. Trying to formulate a little bit of a plan, but it would involve this thing actually reacting in some way.
It continues to whine. It doesn't get any more insistent than it is now.
There's a building out there in the distance. It looks... The Kremlin is the closest comparison, and there's not anything like that here in the States.
Yeah, I mean, we know we ain't in the States right now. We notice a whole different place.
Unless Vegas added a tiny Kremlin to go with the tiny Eiffel Tower. And
Well, we definitely didn't start in Vegas. So is Weber just like hanging out?
I'm observing all of the investigation that's happening.
I'm gonna turn my back on the like eerie... There's a fucking palace outside with lights that aren't actually like electric lights and all this bullshit. And I'm going to look at the bookshelf. And are there books on it?
There are. Yep. Quite a few of them. Bookshelf is actually full.
I'm going to look at the titles.
Start going along and looking at some of the titles.
Hart, do you think one of these might be a secret door?
I don't know. But I'm also wondering if one of these books is what made the agents go mad.
Maybe. You guys going to test some books then?
I don't want to intrude on Hart's investigation, so I will let Hart peruse the titles. And then I imagine Weber approaches like, do you think one of these might be a secret room? And then just kind of tips one out and puts it back, and assuming nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna start pulling on books unless there's something that like really actively catches my eye.
They could have hit anything in there. The people the cut out. You don't know. He could have cut out the books, cut out the inside, and then he hid stuff in there. And I think if we're grabbing his rocks and taking his watch, we should just fucking wreck the place. Honestly,
Fine, let's do it.
good.
I'll grab a book and I'll open it up.
Weber's all fuck this place. Just starts knocking a few books down like a cat on a counter in front of a glass of water.
All right. Elliot, you're seeing this. Any reaction?
Shh. They're right outside the door. You don't want them orderlies coming in here and stopping this. You know they activate on something that we don't understand, but
I take 3 books and I quietly put them down on the floor.
yeah, I approve of your I approve of your activity, but not so loud. Don't just throw them on the ground. We don't want them barging in. Does the door have a lock on the inside?
No, it doesn't seem to.
And I can't lock this door on the inside.
Elliot, that bookshelf has a strange pattern on it. You're standing a little bit further back than anyone else is.
Across the room.
And you realize with the books that Weber has pulled off the bookshelf, much like a cat being a pest, that the spines are colored in a really catching symbol.
Wait, Weber, stop. Come over here.
Okay.
Come where I'm looking and look at the shelf.
With your pulsating rocks.
Yeah, this is my rock now. Don't touch it. But check out this bookshelf and look at this pattern. You see this? Heart, you see this? It's not the books. I think the spines are saying something. You see it?
You've all seen this symbol before.
Of course. We have. Of course. Thanks, winners. Is it yellow?
The symbol that the spines make in the configuration that they're in now, after you've removed some of the books, sure appear to be the yellow sign.
But you see what you did?
Swell.
You did
No, they were already there. I just took some down.
exactly.
I didn't, and now it's making me I have no control over my own body. It's just making me make the yellow symbol.
Go take some more out then and see what happens.
I'll go take some more books out. Oh, we're talking if this is true, then I'll take more books out and it'll just be another yellow symbol.
Or maybe it'll be a different symbol. Open something up.
A tinier yellow symbol because I'm taking books off.
You take books off the shelf. You realize that there are books beyond the books you're taking off. Like there's stacked depths in the rows of books that you're pulling off.
I'm gonna pull some books out from that second row.
Okay. You pull off and you find a third row.
I'm gonna crawl into this bookcase.
Okay. So you dig in and quickly realize that there are more and more rows. You keep going and going and going. The books exist well beyond that inner edge of how deep this bookshelf should go. And the fascination and the compulsion that you're experiencing only makes you dig harder. And you keep digging. It's something you can't deny. And unfortunately for your other agents who are in the room, they watch you do this. Some of them even helping you. Because they too become compelled to do so. The true question is do they lose sanity from this? Which is something we get to find out together.
So am I rolling sand again?
100%.
That is a 64 over 44.
This is 100% all of you.
Okay.
Let me say mine first. I got a 93 over 54, so I failed.
88 over 42.
That is a fumbled sanity roll. Okay. Agent Hart, I'm going to take 4 sanity from you. So Elliot, you are going to lose 5 points of sanity.
Puts me at 49. My breaking point's 33.
Okay. Good to know. And, well, as we all know, a fumble is a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Weber loses 7 points of sanity.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to push it off.
Oh, yeah? who you want to push?
My dear husband, Hank. It really feels like an opportune moment to push off on Hank, who could never get me out of here. But Bale could. Bale could get me out of here, but Hank never could. Because he doesn't, he's sweet and he's kind and he's gentle, but he doesn't have the brain for it. He doesn't have the guts for this kind of thing. He would never last in here. Not like Bale, who could take me places like the night floors. Bale could save me from all of this. And Hank couldn't. Hank doesn't even know what's going on. Hank's never been to the night floors. Bale's been here. He's been all over the place. He's been in the past, in the present, in the future. And Hank's only been in the past and the present, probably too. But he could just never treat me. He could never provide me what I need, which is guidance to get out of the night floors or in the night floors, is Bale. It's always been Bale. Bale's a real man. A real interdimensional man? That's what every woman wants in her life.
I can imagine Weber sort of like blubbering this as you're moving through the books. So, to your surprise, all of you do find that this does lead somewhere.
Does it lead into the room that was next door?
It does not.
Damn it.
It leads into a space where there are many books. There are shelves and shelves of books all around you. It's also quite dark in here. It appears this is some sort of library. That's what you spill out into, Hart.
Okay.
I say spill because that's basically what your body does after you realize that you're essentially 2.5 feet up off the ground when you come out into the library and you tumble down into a pile of books. And so what I want you to imagine in this space is as if you have been sitting on your couch at home watching garbage television and one of those hoarders programs comes on and it's a lady who collected too many books. And so there are books like 2 or 3 feet off the ground in massive piles. And I want you to think of this in a setting which is set in like a high school or collegiate level sized library. So the space is enormous and there are just books everywhere. Some on shelves, many, many books on the ground. And that's what you've spilled out into.
I want to start slowly making my way like along the shelves, feeling for like a door.
Okay.
Since you said it's dark in here.
It is dark in here.
What's this place smell like? Does it smell like an abandoned, rotting paper place, or does it smell like a library?
No. So some of these places in here are racked by water damage. Plaster ceiling in some of these places has collapsed. There are books that have bloated, almost like bloated, like overfed leeches. There is enough light in here, seemingly through windows, that you can make out some spaces in here, but the direct spot where you spill out in this room is a little dark.
Are there light sources, or is it just sort of dark, but we could still sort of see?
It's more like there's ambient light in here, and it's hard to track with your vision where it comes from.
Hart, don't get too far away. I don't want to get lost in here.
Yeah, I'm just sticking close to the wall.
And I can't help but glance at titles as we're going through. And are any of these books familiar? Are they written in English?
Some are definitely written in English. Some are written in other languages. I don't know if there are specific languages that the group speaks.
Russian, German, and Chinese.
Okay, so let's see if any of those. You do find, provided there's a slight bit of searching, you do find a book in German here. Actually, there are many books in German, but one in particular seems to stand out.
Like there's more than one copy, or it just catches my eye?
It just catches your eye. This book in German seems to detail an outbreak, an incident in France. You get a feeling like it was written in the 50s just by the way the typeface is. There's some 50s era language in it.
Okay.
The author talks about there was a an incident in Paris, and it caused an awful lot of destruction and a lot of trouble. And after reading it for just a couple of minutes as you're passing through some of the passages here, there's almost a militaristic way that the information is being delivered, right? So it's familiar to you in not only the language it's written in, but the way the report is written. It feels less like a nonfiction book and more like a series of collected reports.
I'll put it back.
Okay. But yeah, you're in an enormous library, one which has books from all over the place. You actually recognize a book that you have in your own library, Director Hart. You find a copy of that book here.
I want to open it up and look at it and see if there's any significant difference.
No, actually, it looks exactly the same. It's the same book that you stole from the night floors.
I'm going to steal it again.
Okay. There are titles in English, just so the rest of the non-German speaking agents here. I'm happy to give you details if anyone is deciding to pick any of them up or look at any of them. Just let me know.
I do want to, if I see anyone that is familiar or history, I do want to look at them from the standpoint of, do these talk about events that didn't happen? Or does this give history or an accounting of events that's different than what I know?
Mm-hmm. I'll ask because this is fun. Odd or even, Nate?
Odd.
Okay. It is odd.
It's always odd in this place, Mike.
It's true. You find something that catches your eye that isn't necessarily scientific, but it catches your eye because of the name. It's a teleplay. It's a Philco Television Playhouse teleplay. It's a script, an adaptation, it looks like, from a book. It's a story called The Yellow Phantom. It's compelling. It's a dramatization of a story about a powerful king who lives in a far-off land, who invites many people to his home, his castle, that there is a fine and powerful dining and party experience. And then at the precipice of the event, he shows who he is. He reveals himself to everyone. And just reading the text is terrifying, genuinely. Because what the teleplay cannot do in text, it does in intonation. Like, it infers that he is a being from beyond space and time, and that he yet is space and time. And you get this through various reactions of the people within the crowd. So that's the way that is delivered to you. It takes you about a half an hour to read it. And you're compelled in a way that wants you to consume the information. You actually gain a percentage point in the unnatural at the sacrifice of a point of sanity.
I just thought it was a gift.
Oh, it is.
I got a 15 in unnatural now.
While this is going on, Weber, what are you up to in this grand space?
No, I was kind of thinking about... I'm trying to think about where Weber's at sanity-wise with her fumble and her still large amount of sand loss, even if she does push some of it off. I don't know.
That's totally valid. Okay, so we can simply say that you're there in amongst the piles of books while these agents pick through them, and you're trying to cope.
Yeah, I mean, Weber doesn't like this bookshelf. The bookshelf may or make the yellow symbol. I'm not going to say it. May or make the yellow symbol. They're looking through the books. Weber would too look through the books, but I think Weber would be kind of tearing out some pages and putting them in her pocket, which doesn't have any pockets because we're in these stupid hospital things, but I could just shove them places on my person to keep.
Yeah, you tear at some papers and you shove them in for later use.
Yeah.
You collect them.
I'm engrossed in this screenplay or this teleplay and reading it, but I'm also sort of stumble following Hart through the piles of books and debris.
Why don't all of my agents who have alertness at 50% or more let me know? I know 2 of them do. I'm sure Elliot's alertness is pretty high.
I am at 50.
Okay, cool. All of you get the feeling like something is moving through the library space here. Whether it's around several bookshelves beyond or in a different corner of this space, you begin hearing movement.
Like a snake? Like a big snake? Because that's what I picture in my head when you say that.
No. You definitely feel like the sounds are maybe padded feet on books. There's definitely a weight to them.
I'm going to, if Elliot's still reading, I'm gonna like shove him back towards like where we came in. Like, let's go back. Let's go back.
And I'm not even looking up, but I can't go back. I got to go through. It's the rules. You know the rules. Oh my God. This king. Consumed by, obsessed by this.
So while you're sitting there, Dr. Weber, in between 2 of the far bookshelves, sort of you watch something move across the face of those shelves. So if you were sitting at an intersection, we'll just say like a intersection beyond the one you're at, you watch a car, quote unquote, go from left to right. That car looks like a creature made of paper. It is very large.
Does it look like an origami creature made of paper? Or just like a paper monster creature thing?
It looks quadrupedal.
Okay.
It's composed of what looks like dripping wet paper.
That's not good for it.
The face of this creature, you just get a profile shot of it. It looks like the face is that of a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
It has a maw of what could be broken glass.
Mm-hmm.
You know the sound of when you take a big book and you take your thumb and you run it on the pages and let them sort of move, and there's this lower tone vibration that comes out of the book, like a big, thick Oxfordian tome. You hear that as this thing moves.
Hey, kitty. Good kitty. And I look down and I just have clumps of paper in my hands. I essentially have my pants stuffed with a paper diaper. I get the feeling, and I'm like slowly backing away from this cat, paper cat.
It doesn't give me a size of this creature, but I will give you the player.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's probably about as large as a 4-door sedan.
Yeah, I was thinking it's pretty big. Yeah. That aligns with what I was thinking. Big kitty. Can I want to, like, as I'm talking, balling up this wad of paper in my hand, and I kind of throw it as a distraction to see if the cat looks in that direction.
It does not. It turns its face towards you and the group. And you can see that this thing has eyes, golden eyes, and it stares directly at you, Agent Weber. And then all of you hear this thing make a sound. And the sound is inhuman. And it begins to pad quickly closer towards you. All of you certainly see this now.
We need to go back. Winters, we need to go back.
A little late for that. It's a paper tiger. Nothing to worry about.
Paper tiger, nothing to worry about.
No shit, we need to get out of here, Weber's idea.
Okay.
I'm going to reach down for whatever biggest books I have. I'm going to yell as loud as I can as well and throw the book at the beast.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to do that.
Okay.
Since that's how you deal with a wild animal, you
Yeah, you just throw stuff at it.
puff up and you show it and scare it away. And it was either that or chalk.
Yeah, the book's safer for sure.
Yeah, so I think that you could absolutely throw that. What you'd specifically use, I don't know. I would think it's probably dealer's choice between athletics and unarmed combat.
Well, if I'm the dealer in this question, I'm going to go unarmed combat for sure.
Yeah, seems fine to me. Go ahead.
Should have specialized in book combat. I got a 51 under 60.
That's pretty good. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. I'm going to give it, I guess, it's a big book, right? So,
Biggest I could grab real fast.
yeah, go ahead. Roll a D4.
D4. Huh, a big 4.
Okay.
And as I do this and I yell, and then I'm run. As I'm making this big ruckus and trying to give the other two a second.
Yep, absolutely. So if those other two are going to make their way back through the book hole,
Yes.
probably a sound plan. You throw the book at this thing and you hit it in the face, and it almost subconsciously seems to try to bite the book, like as it comes at it. But you impact and sort of smush the nose of this paper tiger. And then you realize something, it's not slowing down. And what it's going to try to do when it arrives is maul you. I'm going to guess that it's got a higher dex than you do.
My dex is 50.
Yes. So that is your derived 50.
So 10 times 5.
Yep. Okay. It does go faster than you do. Oh, you are lucky. So I rolled a 91. That is over its skill. A big collection, an encyclopedic collection of papers, which shift as this thing moves into a clawed hand. The claws being an extension of rusted nails and staples, swings at you, and you hear this massive paw cut the air in front of you. You have to duck, but it doesn't hit you. And now it's your action, Elliot.
The other two running?
I believe that's what they were doing last action.
Fuck yeah.
If so, I will head off in the same direction.
Okay. You begin a tactical retreat through the books.
It's not a paper tiger. It's not a paper tiger. It's a bad one.
It tries to come after you. Its girth, though, won't fit through the hole. And you hear this tiger snap and bite at you from a hole it cannot seem to fill with the size of its head. It continues to snap and to growl, though, all the way out until the group is dumped back into the office. And I think on that note, it's a fantastic time to end. So thanks so much for joining us in this episode of A Volume of Secret Faces. We're having some fun in the Dorchester after night, and I can't wait for what we get up to next. So thank you and good night.